the rest of the time.
Oh,
We're going into the game
all
now.
right,
Excited.
all right. So let's talk about what are the potential bans here.
Okay, are we thinking tomato or ham for your next sandwich after? Sorry, cracking into it.
Both.
Um, okay. First band coming in from blue side. I'm excited. Let's start to see some big bands. Nunu coming straight out instantly onto Lockie. He deserves it. He is a Nunu, not a Nunu one trick, but he does play a crap load of Nunu. I think it's definitely deserved of Lockie.
Yeah, that champion is just so potent in the current meta. And as well, while we're talking about
Ridiculous.
Loki, that man
Like,
has a bizarre champion pool. He's got roughly 5 champions that he's very confident on that he's able to pull out.
yeah, absolutely. I definitely think Nunu is definitely one of the strongest, though. Nunu just has
Definitely.
so much capability to switch between lanes, which is going to be really good for Lockie being definitely one of the better players, one of the first picks in their team. That's Ornn taken straight away from Boggy's safe pick there, so that'll do quite nicely.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the prevention of the late game scaling that they were probably looking to go for.
Absolutely. A lot of roaming taken out at the moment. Oh, Bran. Bran gets taken away from Hidden there. No, it's interesting to kind of stack that into the first one. I don't think I've seen Hidden being like in terms of the first 3 people picking Bran for him, trying to sneak that
Yeah.
one in. Um, Especially if they can manage to get Yumi through as well, which they might be able to do here with the cat if they do open that up for them.
The Malzahar ban. I think they're trying to respect. I think they're actually they might be trying to force Ox into actually picking the Yasuo here, but they've also left Veigar open, so there could be potential for either side.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Yasuo is definitely one of Oxley's stronger champions. Poppy will be okay. Hidden's
Yeah,
getting really sorry, not Hidden.
Exo has been known to play a couple of games of Nocturne, or not Nocturne, Poppy, sorry.
Yeah.
So pulling that out is it's just a nice save pick you can get rid of.
Yeah, Nocturne's going to be a really nice pick for them, though. I think they're going to be very happy they managed to get that. Nocturne is just so strong. I think it's equally strong as Nunu when it comes to the ganks, even, or
Yeah.
if not more. To be honest, he's one of the strongest champions at the moment, and the meta is just so tilted in Nocturne's favor.
Yeah. So they picked up the Mundo here for Boggy. I don't think I've ever seen Boggy play that champion before. And then the Shyvana pick from Lucky, that's not surprising at all, to be honest. He's been just enjoying that champion so much, especially on the AP version. So it'll be curious to see if he goes for like a tank build or if he just goes for raw damage on the Shiv.
Look, knowing Loki, he might go the full damage. I think that'll be something exciting to see.
Yeah.
They've already got a Mundo. Maybe if they fit another tank in there, they might think that to be more viable. But
Yeah.
look, I haven't seen Cat play too many tanks if they're going to be playing under the support lane. I definitely think we might see like a bit more of a damaging champion. Maybe
Yeah.
Lulu. Lulu's quite a strong character. We're definitely seeing a tankier build though coming out of the top lane. That's a big brawl comp with Galio, Trundle, and Nocturne.
Yeah, the Galio pick here kind of forces Ox to play that Yasuo because Galio just has passive magic shields, and that means Veigar's damage is so minimal. So I think the pick from Nexus here to pull out that Galio really does force Red Team's hand here and push him Ox onto that Yasuo.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Boggy on Mundo though. I definitely don't think I've seen him play it before. I actually haven't witnessed him play it in any of the scrims yet, so
Yeah.
I'd really like to see how that goes down in the top lane. Tristana, okay.
I know
Actually, don't know who plays Tristana.
Rylity Face is quite comfortable on that Tristana pick. The center ban. That's surprising. I don't think I see Cat playing much center anymore.
I think Hidden plays more center than Cat, but
yeah.
still a really good pick potentially against what they're thinking of playing.
Oh.
Caitlyn, they're going for the double ban. Oh mate, they're just being relentless with these support bans.
The Leona lock-in, that's huge.
Yeah, they definitely want to be able to lock that in. Oh, Leona's going to be very good for their comp, actually. Okay, so there is a tank support. That's going to be quite interesting.
Yeah.
There's actually 4 teleports on at the moment, but I don't know if they'll keep that.
I'm almost certain that Cat is going to be picking up the Varus here for Joe, and because the Leona Varus combination is such a strong combination that you can't miss out on it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
For the Ezreal, interesting.
Ezreal. Okay, Braum, Zaya. Okay,
So,
this looks pretty good.
my one problem with Madison Simps Mk.3's team is having just the Yasuo. He's the only knock-up on that team, I believe. But maybe except for Shyvana. I think Shyvana maybe knocks up. So that's if Ox wants to engage with his team, that's pretty much the only like situation that he has viable,
Yeah,
unless he
yeah.
has pre-built that tornado. But it feels like a really strong lack of damage coming in from blue side. I mean, you've got your Zaya and your Nocturne for your raw damage, but Trundle and Galio and Braum, they don't pump out as much as you'd want them to.
I definitely think they can get Trundle to do it. If they play around that, they don't go 3 major tanks. I don't think they'll find that as much of a
Yeah,
problem. I think with Braum and Galio having a lot of peel along with Nocturne, it's going to be really good for
yeah,
picking them off. I do agree. Team fight, I definitely think looks better. You got Leona, you got Shyvana, Yasuo, Ezreal. That's just a lot of consistent
yeah,
and burst damage. There's a lot going on there. But on the left side, look, they're just so tanky.
yeah.
They could definitely just keep brawling for such a long time. But the damage definitely looks better for red team right now when it comes
Oh,
to a
definitely.
5v5. But in terms of laning, I think blue team's just got this in the bag. Galio and
Yeah,
Nocturne, as long as they use their ults correctly, they're just going to go crazy along across all those lanes.
yeah,
I definitely think red team should start just moving as a massive barrel. Essentially, like when you get to that 25-minute, 30-minute mark where there's just a lot of
yeah,
picks happening, I think if they just move as a 5-man, they'll do very well. But yeah, look, I think Shyvana tank will definitely be the play here with Yasuo Ezreal. That's still quite a lot of damage.
yeah.
And with Shyvana, it still gets a lot of damage out despite being a tank with Mundo.
Regardless.
But both team comps are looking really good though. I'd say they're both really, really good at the moment. I can see the logic in all the picks that they've made. I definitely think there's a little bit of burst missing from blue team, but tons of consistent damage. Again,
Yeah.
Trundle and Zaya's going to have a lot of fun. Yeah, this should be quite an interesting matchup.
Because one thing I've noticed with Blue Team is the only person that they can really use to suddenly catch someone off guard is a Galio. And if one because if you've got someone like Braum, if you want to really catch him off guard, you've got to commit that ult or hit two abilities. Zaya, you've got the feathers to land again, then you got a root. Nocturne, he's just got his ult to really like catch someone off guard, and then that fear. And Trundle, he's okay at that, but it's not that super hard CC that you want to be
Yeah.
able to pick someone off who's been overextended.
Yeah, actually, there isn't that much. There isn't a total heavy amount of CC, I'd say, in this game. Like, there's definitely is some CC in there, but not as much as I really would have
Yeah,
expected. Especially in the CC fucking meta, with just everything, every time it feels like you get into a
yeah,
fight, you're just stunned for like 7 8 seconds. I'm sure Sky can vouch for that. Sky's definitely a frequent advocate for I hate CC in quotation marks. So
yeah.
but yeah, look, Leona's going to be really good. I think Leona was a very good pick for red team right now. It's going to do quite well for them. But Nocturne, in terms of meta, is I think she's going to be able to smash them out, hopefully. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely going to have a hard time for Nocturne when they've got so much peel.
Yeah, definitely. That ult from Nocturne is it's stupid, man. You just dash
Absolutely.
halfway across the map. Everyone else on your team can't see anything, and you're just fucked.
Yeah, yeah,
It's as simple as I can put it.
yeah. Spend 3 seconds just out of position, and then Nocturne's already on top of you.
Yeah.
Anyways, how's that sandwich going? Have you dug into it yet?
Nah,
Come on, yeah.
I haven't been into it yet. I
Hey,
made
take us
two.
through it, top to bottom.
All right, so bottom side. Well, I put mayo on both sides just because
Good,
I'm a mayo-y boy, and then I did a slice of cheese. Then I did
classic. What kind?
two.
Tasty cheddar.
It's just a nice little cheddar, strong and bitey.
Oh,
Pretty
good.
nice. Then I got, I think it's 3 slices of ham because I'm a hungry boy,
Oh,
and 3 big slices of beefsteak tomato with salt and pepper, and then mayo on the top.
well, that sounds good. Is it like butcher ham or is it like just that super
Fine.
thin ham you get?
It's just like the super thin, like champagne ham you get from like
Oh
just like
man,
like your local Woolies.
that like uneven cut like butcher ham that you get
Yeah.
always hits different for me. I can't
Oh yeah.
actually. I don't know if I can really have that like sliced ham anymore. I don't mess with that as much. I can have like chicken
Yeah.
and things, but I don't know. I love that just ham where like where they specifically unevenly cut it, so you just got this
Yeah.
really nice chunks of like ham in there. Oh, love that.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, that just reminds me of like when you're at Christmas and you have leftover ham,
oh,
and then you just those next couple of days you just have those leftover ham sandwiches, and they're just immaculate.
Oh man, I love the Christmas ham is definitely what takes up a lot of my plate. I
Oh
smash
yeah.
a lot of turkey. I smash a lot of my. That's one of the few times that I dig in my potatoes. Oh my gosh, we make such good stuffing. Well, not we. My
Yeah.
auntie does. So we're always ripping that apart. But ham is definitely the star of my plate every single time. It does sound like a good sandwich. I agree.
Yeah.
I like the mayo though. Mayo's definitely a little bit more treasured. It's always got that that higher smoke point, which I think is quite good for like toasties and things like
Oh,
that. So I really
definitely.
like that. It's a lot better
And
than butter, I find, and actually it helps with my diet. I've been having a lot more mayo with my diet instead of butter.
yeah,
Um,
just the oils in the mayo make everything so much nicer.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, and it's still not that like unhealthy. Like it's still
Yeah,
quite low on the calories compared to butter. It's still got a lot of in there.
yeah,
But just slapping a whole slab of butter on there is going to be interesting.
yeah. Alright, so let's talk about runes here. I find it quite surprising here seeing the Trundle actually picking up the grasp.
Yeah,
That's
that's
quite
true
an unusual
actually.
keystone on that champion.
That's three big heavy tanks onto their side, whereas whatchamacallit, right side, can't remember his name now. Madison Beer, there we go. Madison Beer Simps on the right side there. They've definitely got a lot more of damage composition there.
Yeah,
I think the Dark Harvest is going to sit them very well for late game, but we aren't seeing any domination runes out of the left side though.
yeah,
Absolutely nothing at all at the moment.
yeah. The Dark Harvest from the Shyvana here obviously means that he's going to be leaning towards that kind of AP the AP side here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think look, these team fights are gonna last a long time.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna have to try and stretch my throat a little bit for this one. This is gonna be quite a bit of a lot to commentate on in very long periods of team fights because everyone's just so tanky. Yeah, these late games. If we get to that 30-minute stage, it's gonna be quite a sight to be seen.
yeah. So pretty healthy leashes from both sides here, actually. And yeah, both ADCs and supports are just like, you know what? I love my jungler. I'm gonna make sure they get the best leash known to man.
Yeah, yeah. Exalt is moving straight into chickens, whereas Lockie's going for a full clear here, so I don't really know what that means. I'm just gonna don't pretend like I know jungle.
Yes, jungle pathing.
Yes, jungle pathing. I know much of the sort. I play one character in jungle, Lilia, and I'm bloody good at it, but I don't really know what I'm doing most of the time. That's going to be really nice damage for Nexus there, keeping Yasuo a little bit at bay, but... I mean, Exalt is going to... Sorry, not Exalt. Oxley, he's going to be able to definitely get some more poke back when he can.
Yeah, and he's got that Doran's Blade, so he can just keep hitting those minions and take some more damage. But
Yeah, wait, what is this? Boggy's fursuit fit and shack. If you find a cheaper...
yeah, let's talk about these ads in the bottom left corner of the screen.
I wasn't even told about these.
Yeah, neither was I.
Damn
think...
O, food dash to you.
Oh, yeah, because Damo's now a DoorDash driver, that's right.
He's starting up his own business now. He likes it so much.
Wait, Ox is taking a lot of damage here.
Well, they're trading pretty equally at the moment, but Oxley has really like fully committed into that. There's going to be no flashes used at least, so that will keep both of those at bay.
But Nexus still has 2 HP potions. So he is sitting way more comfortably here in this laning phase.
Yeah, this mid lane's definitely going to be rough for Oxley. Unless you can pick up a kill Shyvana's. Okay. Exalt used his smite really early there. That's actually quite a big play. Hopefully Boggy might be able to capitalize. Hopefully they get a flash out. No, I reckon they could have done that together for sure. Come on, big fight around the scuttle. Oh, this is going to be a level 3 fight here. Okay, so Nex is going straight onto Boggy here, but Boggy's going to be able to get out. Oh man, they just walk away with the scuttle. I was really hoping it was going to be a big fight. They're hoping to see some kills go down, but Boggy definitely used a good use of his flashes then. That's going to be quite nice for them. But blue team did pick up the scuttle as well.
Oh, with this huge fight breaking out with bot lane here, Cat's got a job having to flash away, and the heal burnt from Joe. And pretty much nothing committed from the blue side, except for just an ignite from the Braum. Doomfist Gaming on the bottom left corner of the screen now. There's a bit of an inside joke here now on the bottom left corner of our screen. Elmo's Axolotl Emporium.
Who even thinks of this stuff? Who came up with this stuff? I don't even know. It's so niche. Really niche meme. Sorry, I was actually watching the average stream instead of my proper screen just then, so I was a little bit behind. To getting too involved with the Twitch chat.
Yeah, too involved with seeing Sky there, and just
You guys got me too excited.
CC change.
And they've already picked up a Pyro into gold late from blue side. That's going to do really nicely for them. Every lane is just getting absolutely abused. But no deaths yet. Deaths are going to be the big one.
Oh, that was a nice little win. Like,
Yeah, yeah, that was a nice little prediction from Oxley there.
Oh yeah, this sandwich that I've got lined up, I'm pretty
You gonna
keen
view a
for it.
dragon?
But, oh yeah,
Yeah.
true actually. I think they are. I believe they are taking dragon right now. And,
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. Speak of the devil.
I don't know why that we were watching the trades between Boggies. I'm very adamant on watching that. But that will be the first dragon picked up by blue
Yeah.
team, so it's going to be really nicely for them. Keep that lead, that short lead that they've got. So
Yeah. So yeah, now that Nexus has unlocked that ultimate at level 6, the potential for the Galio roams here means that the red side has to be really patient and just have actual vision control, so they know that they're not getting ganked by a Galio ult.
yeah, absolutely. But that could leave a lot of room for error as well.
Definitely.
I definitely think if he screws up a teleporter, which we'll call it one of his ults, then Yasuo is definitely going to be able to get a lot of CS,
Yeah.
which is going to be extremely like punishing compared to a lot of other characters you can get in mid.
Yeah.
Having that Yasuo head is going to be doing really nicely for them. Red team needs to be definitely looking towards a lot of tank buster kind of comp at the moment, so getting in some armor penetration, magic penetration as soon as they can. That's going to do really well for them. Gamma has gone for a bit more damage build. Sorry, not Gamma. Locky has gone for a bit more of a damage build as his first go.
Yeah.
Which is going to do, I think, quite nicely against this comp when he comes into gank.
The Hextech alternator here, picked up from Nexus, means he's going to be going for that kind of rocket belt engage. Ah yes, the casual mid lane chilling.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of respect happening in mid lane right now between those two. Oh, mate. Oxley's just playing with his food at this rate. That was some nice outplays there by Yasuo. Oh, mate. Oxley, you're just untouchable.
As a fellow Yasuo main, I would like to see him pull off a Keyblade or something like that. You know, being able to squeeze in that extra damage, just being an absolute Chad here, that would be something that just warms my heart.
As a fellow Yasuo man, you just want to watch him dive under tower and get the kill.
Oh, mate, spoken like a true king right there.
Yeah, the Yasuo syndrome is again. Okay, it's gonna be a really nice engage from Exile, but Nexus does miss his knock-up ability there. He's gonna use Flash to try and take advantage of Oxy right now. There's gonna be a lot of damage coming from Exile, but a really nice Flash. That was a very good Flash for him. I think that was the right idea there. We've seen some really good flashes used at the moment, but it's gonna make these ganks even more entertaining because Exalt still does have his ult up. He's only just got it now. Which is going to leave people in a tricky situation without their flashes. That's for top lane and middle lane.
If Ox is in range of the ult,
That's a nice Dark Harvest deck.
I know that Locky was ready and primed for that Shyvana ult, if maybe Ox was just in a little bit more range.
Yeah, yeah. Locky's definitely on the team of bold players, especially with the Yasuo, so I think OCF's just going to try and keep his freeze here, which will do very nicely for him.
But yeah, I think overall this game is looking dead even, neck and neck.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a bit of a CS lead in the bot lane. There's a CS lead for blue team. Sorry, there's a CS lead for like the Yasuo to the Galio, but that doesn't even feel like much. Everything just feels so closely knit together.
Yeah, it's been 8 minutes, no kills. Come on, boys.
Yeah. Mate, it's a bronze game. Where are the kills? There's meant to be 48 kills by now.
There's no Yasuo syndrome. There's been no all the ults used at once and everyone bopping their flash in just to get into a fight. A little bit disappointed.
You know, I am quite guilty of that. You know, using my flashes to try and get an engage off. I'm quite an aggressive flasher, I could say. But you know, what can you do? I play Yasuo. It's part of my charm.
Yes.
So now, one thing I'm here to talk about with the Yasuo pick here is Ox has managed to pull out the Zeal. So that's been quite a common thing in like the Korean Challenger leaderboards, is because it gives you that extra attack speed, so your Q's on a shorter cooldown. You instantly get pushed up to 38% crit because of the way Yasuo's passive works. But you want that Zeal passive with 7% movement speed.
Yeah, yeah.
It just says 7%, but it feels like so much, as it means you can just push people down and that haven't respected the fact that you're playing Yasuo and haven't bought boots like the Galio here.
Yeah, yeah. I think Nocturne's going to be able to take Rift here as well. But yeah, it's going to do really nicely for Yasuo. If he can get a lot of that pressure onto Galio, keep dodging his abilities, he's going to be able to take advantage of him. How's Rift going? No?
There's a
Yeah,
small
it's going to be
trade
quite a
break
nice
here
fight
in
for
mid
them,
lane.
but they're just trading. I think we're going to see a lot of that mid. It's just those two trading and trying to get as much CS. Yeah, so it's going to have an easier time CSing, I think, late game.
Yeah, definitely.
Dragon's going to be up though, so hopefully we'll see our first big team fight soon.
Well, Lucky potentially sending out for a gank here.
They do have a control ward there, but no, they were able to spot that. I'm not really sure how they saw that. They didn't have any of that warded. I think Red Team gave it away a little bit, and they knew they didn't have vision of that bush, so they were just able to walk away. But Lucky could have potentially stayed there. But Nocturne's going to be scoping out the dragon here. Hope to see something happening down bot lane at the moment. Okay, dragon started. Yeah, Exalt's going to get smacked a little bit with that, but Yasuo's coming down. There's going to be a big entrapment here. There's going to be a huge blast coming straight into Exalt. Exalt's going to pop his flash, but Shyvana's in there to get big damage. There's a huge ult coming up from Leona, and Galio's able to jump in as well. Completely turn the fight back into their favor. He's going to get picked off by Exalt right now, with Yasuo's completely out of this game. Oh, blue team has just turned this completely around onto them. Oh, they had such a big engage, and Leona ult was huge, but they just weren't able to kill them in time. Oh, that was a massive engage by red team, but it just wasn't enough. Everyone was so low. They weren't able to pick up a single kill, and it's another dragon for blue team.
I think what happened there was Red Team was in the right mindset, but what had happened is their Yasuo just wasn't prepared enough. He was too far away.
Yeah, absolutely. He wasn't close enough.
He wasn't there to press to, go all in that 1v5 ultimate that all Yasuo players do when they see that knockup from the Shyvana.
Yeah. I think the blast cone might have been a good engage if the Leona just had a bit more health. But she was running boots first, which I don't think would have been the balls to the wall kind of method at the time. She wouldn't be able to sustain that long, wait for the Yasuo to come in and pick up after the rest of the team. So blue team was just able to sustain that a little bit longer. OCF's getting some really nice hits onto Boggy here, forcing another flash out of Boggy.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a bit more exciting at least, seeing a little bit more of that action happening. We've still got the Yasuo. Gallia picked up 2 of those kills actually, so that's going to make life harder for Yasuo, but he's CSing very, very nicely at the moment, so I think Yasuo's cruising.
This Galio now has his rocket belt, so that even though he doesn't have boots, he's able to get on top of anyone that he would really like to with just that rocket belt.
Yeah, we're starting to see the first mythics come out of this game with the whatchamacallit, the Gale Force for the Xayah.
Now,
she's 117 CS right now.
Oh.
Nah, he's going to be fine. It's going to be the same game of poke and run away.
Interesting win wall. Now, I'm curious to see what Ox is going to back and buy for when he does next. Because he has the potential to pick up a Vamp Scepter here, which makes his laning phase way easier. But he can also go straight for the Known Quiver and just really pump up that attack speed and damage.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if he got, since he got the boots first, he could have potentially gone for a bit more of a roaming down bot before they start to pick up some more boots into this game.
Yeah.
I definitely think it would have been really nice getting a nice big gank onto them. Especially, I think Yasuo is going to be half decent against this comp. Doesn't matter if Braum really gets on top of them, as long as he's got his support of the bot lane there, they would be able to win that. But he's just gonna. I think he's gonna get his mythic a little bit late because of that, but I think that's alright. He's got a lot of CS at the moment. He's got not as much as Xayah. Xayah is definitely leading this game quite a lot with her economy.
Okay, a small fight breaking out here in mid lane. Oh, the Ignite onto
Oxley's taking a lot of damage. I don't think Galio knows his limits though against the Yasuo. OCF knows that Boggy doesn't have his flash up now, so I think he's going to try and get us some more free poke off. But Boggy's still putting out a lot of damage here. This is really, both players committing to this. Oh no, Boggy wants to get away, but Nocturne's going to hopefully pick up a pick onto Yasuo here. That's going to be really well for them. What an excellent Ezreal coming down to the Galio there. That was very well spotted by them. That's going to be a nice pick up for Red there onto that Galio. It's a shutdown as well. Going to the ADC as well. That's fantastic for them. I'm really happy actually we saw that be happening. So that was good on Joe. We know Joe's a bit of a fan favorite at the moment in the Twitch chat, so.
Yeah, Sane main, the Swain main, pulling out the Ezreal and being confident on it as well.
Ooh, Exalt's really committing halfway into the jungle, but Boggy's able to sustain quite a bit. I don't know why Shyvana was taking such a long way to go around. I reckon they could have fought that, to be honest. I think Shyvana took a bit of a detour just to try and get there, but.
I think just a nice stroll through the brushes, apparently.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Ezreal really wants to back right now. They've got that money just sitting in their pool right now. Because right now that kill isn't doing anything for him, as long as he's CSing in lane for the time being. So he definitely can't get taken advantage of here. He needs to play a nice safe game.
Because this Xayah here, they've just got so much... The CS lead is just phenomenal, and the 3 assists, that no matter what the Ezreal does here, as long as the Xayah doesn't back, that this gold lead is still in favour of blue side here. Yeah, like look at that. Like there's 600 gold lead for this Zaya over the Ezreal, and even though Ezreal picked up that kill, it's just phenomenal how much farm can really do for you.
Yeah, Ezreal's got 1500 sitting in the bank right now, so that's going to be, again, wasted away if he doesn't back soon. I definitely think he should use advantage of that. He definitely wants to not engage on a Gale Force Zaya.
The Nash's Tooth picked up for Locky here. I think Nash's Tooth on Shyvana is just the play. One of your abilities empowers your auto attacks, and I'm pretty sure it actually acts as an auto attack reset.
Yeah,
So and if you get that with the AP scaling, you're just doing way too much damage to objectives there.
Yeah. And blue team's just keeping their jungle watered up so much that Loki's really struggling to get off some ganks here. It's definitely where Loki shines, I think, is the ganks that he can go in. He's got a lot of energy around them, which often his team is able to match. But he definitely needs to have the warding a little bit more in his favor. He does have bot side kind of shut down at the moment, but just no one's stepping up that far enough. And Exalt's able to counter gank like crazy as well.
Is the Yasuo syndrome going to kick in? Oh,
I hope so.
Missing the ward.
Oh, okay, we could be seeing another big team fight coming in around Dragon. Cat's been completely caught off guard, trying to 1v3 here, but this is going to be a really good ult for them. They could potentially turn this into favor. There's a teleport coming down as well. Luna's getting absolutely completely blocked off, sorry, Lucky is. But they're going to be able to pick up a couple more kills here, I get the feeling. Ezreal will manage to escape, but Leona's going to get clapped by the team right now. Their team fights are just all over the place, the red team right now. They're not playing around each other. Every time I'm watching, there's always just one person trying to 1v3 or in their backline or something while the rest of the team's not sure what to do. And that was another team fight without Yasuo, probably the person that they need to rely on the most right now. It's going to be really rough for them if they do keep this up.
Yeah, but it's just these team fights are happening so quickly. When you have a champion like Galio and you've got the TP coming in from OCF, like it's almost impossible to actually squeeze that Yasuo into those team fights when they're so reaction based.
Absolutely.
He doesn't have that ability to really roam as fast as any other champion.
Yeah. They should be setting up. They should be setting up these games before they happen. I think it's really nice that they got tower and top and tower and bottom for both teams, but the first tower for red team's going to do really nicely for them. Hopefully close that 3k gold lead at the moment, but it's just the team fights. Look, they're not going to have many more chances to do a 5v5 without the gold lead starting to come a little bit too present for blue team. Especially with 3 dragons picked up right now, it's going to be even rougher. But hopefully we should start seeing a proper team fight with Leona and things like that. I think they should be doing better than blue team right now. Like I said, I think blue team's got their early game, all those like lane ganks and being able to have those ults to walk around the map and teleports and things like that. But red team, I think as a 5-man, should succeed better. It's only if they take advantage of that, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely. I do think that once they get into that late game and when they get into those proper team fights where everything is set up and like properly coordinated, then red team should be able to shine through here. But now coming through, it's going to be Mountain Drake coming up next, and it's going to be Mountain Soul. And I think if blue team manages to pick up that soul, that's going to be pretty convincing, especially with a Nocturne, Trundle, and a Galio.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if they're not building tanky items, they're still going to be tanky regardless.
Yeah, it's going to do very well for them. I think it allows them to be a little bit more adaptable. If OCF still wants to go into a bit more of a damaging build, but right now what they're doing is working very well. It's very hard for their team to get punished, but hopefully we should start seeing them pick up some dragons. Hopefully, I want to see a 5v5 come out of this team, because I honestly think red team still has a chance, if they're able to pull that off. It's going to be an interesting rift drop there, but I think they're going to try and use the tower dive here, because the tower's going to get eliminated instantly, and the back of the rift is towards the wall, so they couldn't kill it off. Oh, they're going to be getting a big engage here, but Loki's coming around the corner to try and hopefully support his team a bit more. It's the second charge coming out of Rift Herald. Oh, Leona ult's being popped, and Galio's coming down for the big tower dive. Hopefully we'll start seeing some kills here. Okay, so Boggy's going to get picked off first as Galio. There's a lot up here on the screen right now. Everyone's just diving in right now. That big 5-team fight's happening. Yasuo's got a massive ult here. Hopefully it should help bring them back the game here. Nuna's coming in for some big damage. Shyvana's coming in for some big damage. Keep going, Nunu. Oh no, they're all just so low. Everyone's so low to be able to get picked off, just getting clutched away from them. Saints should be able to hold the turret here. I hope there's enough health on the blue team that they can walk away, but those kills were just so close. Honestly, I think those games were just so close because their team fight was better, but the gold lead just kept them alive. They're just so tanky. Every game just feels like it's all over the place. There's a lot of people just diving in, going whichever way. There wasn't a great Leona ult there, but the Yasuo ult was just phenomenal coming in there, hopefully being able to bring it back for them. But they just couldn't match the damage. They just weren't able to keep that damage up.
The Yasuo still held on to the Ignite. I think if he had managed to squeeze it onto the Xayah perhaps, then there could have been just a free kill there. But he let it slip and he forgot to use it.
Yeah, yeah. This is looking pretty grim for red team right now.
Yeah, the Ezreal ult coming in just to check Baron, just making sure that everything's, still sane. But it's just everything is seeming to just fall into shambles for the red team here, and blue
Yeah.
team is taking advantage of that.
Yeah, red team did manage to use, I think, a lot of their flashes that game. 4 of them were on the same cooldown, so I think they were all used during that fight. It's just it's been a rough game for them. I think they missed their opportunity at the start with that 5-man gank, which I was really hoping for, but hopefully might see a big fight happen around Baron, which I definitely think blue team should be playing around right now, but they've got to be careful. I think the split push from blue team would be the correct choice right now. Hopefully get some pressure when they go onto their Dragon Soul.
Yeah, the hyper carry of the Yasuo and the Ezreal here with the raw damage is getting quite shut down with 4 Merc Treads and a Bramble Vest picked up for the Galio. But hold on here, there's a team fight breaking out.
Okay, so there's going to be a big engaging from Leona. Leona's been caught off again, quite being by herself right now while they're able to zone off Locky and things like that. There's another Ezreal. Wow, the cooldown's quick on that thing. But yeah, look, Leona just keeps getting caught off in these really bad situations. She just needs to be playing around, not so much as a frontline tank, but I think as a peel for her team, and let Boggy take a lot more of that Mundo damage by being a bit more of a frontline, and then make her mind up there. If Mundo, I think, was positioned where Leona was, against the anti-CC and things like that, they might be able to collapse onto them, but no, Mundo gets spotted, unfortunately. But yeah, I think if Mundo was walking around the frontline a little bit more, he could walk out a lot more scot-free than Leona could. Leona's a great engage, but she is not a good disengage, and it's very hard for her to do so without her ult, which is going to be really rough for them. Okay, I'm just going to try and see if he can pick off OCF here while they're getting Dragon Soul for them. It's definitely going to keep him stalled for a long time, though. Oh, he's getting absolutely demolished by OCF. OCF is racking in some damage. Tanker Trundle is a bit interesting. I don't think that was much tank there. But he's absolutely just walking on top of these people. He doesn't really care. He wants to take the 1v3. He wants to do it with his team ready, hopefully, to tower dive here. They do have their ults barged up here, and Exalt, I think, he's hungry. He's looking for someone to try and pry on. We're getting Boggy holding down the mid lane right now, but our red team is just all over the place. They've got to back to get some more health, but blue team is not going to stop. They're going to want to try and take advantage of this situation. Hopefully take out another in here for them and get Baron. Leona's coming in, hopefully, to try and get some damage off, but Leona's going to get picked off instantly by Galio. Exalt was able to get a kill onto Same Man in the backline, but Exalt may get picked off. He does get picked off by the turret. Red team is falling into shambles right now. Most of them dead with only 4 people of blue team left, and Locky just able to put out as much damage as he can, but to no avail. This is looking very grim.
Yeah, now that Mountain Soul's been picked up for blue team, I just think it's just over for red team now. There's not really a whole lot that you can really do unless you get one of those hyper carries to pick up all 3 of those shutdowns simultaneously.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
On it, like champions like Trundle and Galio, I just don't think that's possible.
Yeah, for sure. And look, Mountain Soul again just works so well for their team. They're playing a safe game right now. I still think a lot of people were dead. They could have possibly get an inhib out then. But they're going to try and fight towards the Baron, I get the feeling, and hopefully make their final push in the next fight if they do win it.
Yeah. Now Trundle's pulled out the Hull Breaker, so he's going to be looking for that split push, and he's going to be taking advantage of the fact that he knows that he can 1v1 absolutely any person on their team right now.
Yeah, yeah. And look, red team's got their wards back up for the on the top side jungle, which I think is going to do really well for them. I think I'm happy to get that for the Baron buff. Like, they need every advantage they can get. There's still a chance that blue team, I think, can slip up. We've got a lot of high scaling champions with Shyvana and Yasuo, but it is going to be really rough for them.
Yeah, definitely. And as well, I just wanted to talk about this real quick. The Titanic Hydra being picked up for Nocturne, it's quite surprising because, he's not really building very tanky items, and Titanic Hydra is quite a very healthy item. But you can see he's already picked up 18 extra AD just for owning Divine Sundra.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Boggy's having a rough time under this turret. I think Trundle's just able to ignore everything right now. Yeah. Trundle was that was ridiculous what he was doing down that bot lane though. I didn't think he was going to be able to get out that much worth. I have been against Amity in the Trundle one point, which was very rough. It was just trying to kill trying to kill a boxing bag basically. It was just impossible to get anything out. But hopefully, I'm hoping for an Ezreal steal right now. I'd be so keen for that. And we know Locky's big on his steal, so I definitely think we could hopefully see this turn into Red's favour. It's going to be a hard engage for them with the team fight, but the Baron is definitely viable. That was an interesting way for Locky to... Oh, I thought Locky nearly had that. That was really close, but I'm not sure if Locky wanted to commit to that. Personally, I think it was worth the risk. Oh, he's punching in now. That was an interesting engage. Locky's going to get picked off by Exalt now, right? Well, there's another fight happening on the other side. Galio's going to come in and save his team right there, and they're going to get picked off for another one for red team. Galio's got someone blocked off onto the... I can't see anyone. Ezreal was going to try and run away, and Yasuo is also going to do the same. But I think we're going to see a lot of inhibs picked up here, a lot of towers picked up here. I think this is the beginning of the end.
The game's over at this point. You know, you've got 5 people with Baron buff. You've got all that split push potential. You've got 3 respawns coming in very slowly. It's just, there's not really a whole lot that Red Team can really do to defend this. They just have, Red Team just needs to keep holding for, like, just press W.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, they're gonna try and get that bottom in here. This is gonna be rough for them. I think they can honestly just sit here in 5-man and wait for the super minions to come around. First super minion's already on the screen right now, so hopefully we should start seeing that come up soon.
And I'm just gonna bring it back to the gold lead. There is over a 10,000 gold lead here for both teams.
Yeah.
And it's just ridiculous. Like, look at the difference, for example, for an ADC. The Xayah is 5-0 and 10 with 11,000 gold, and the Ezreal sitting on just a measly 8k.
Yeah.
You're not
it's
seeing
definitely been rough for the Ezreal this game, with the Xayah picking up a lot of kills. No deaths, actually. There's been no deaths for Trundle, Xayah, and Braum at the moment. They're just playing a phenomenal game.
Oh, definitely. I think the Trundle is definitely in contestant here for the MVP of this match from my point of view, personally.
Yeah. Look, I think they should have risted around that Baron. I think Lockie should have ulted onto the Baron pit and gone for one of his classic steals. Because if they were able to still get a couple of shutdowns out of that and denying them the Baron buff would have done them a big favour to keep this game going a little bit longer for them. And they could have maybe potentially picked up an Elder after that, but I just think it was too hard for them. It was too hard to make that decision. I think their team might have been trying to tame Lockie as well at the same time.
Yeah.
And OCF's just dreaming in the top lane. He doesn't really care that people are there, to be honest. I think he can do whatever he wants.
He's just having a good time, smacking stuff with his club, just doing Trundle things.
Okay, I hope we might see a big engage coming out of here. They got really bold with this tower side. OCF might get picked off. He's going to try and fight the Trundle, but the first pick does go to Red Team. Leona does get a really nice slow into Blue Team at the moment. They might be able to catch them off guard. They'll get a few shutdowns if they get the Braum and Xayah, if they're still able to keep this pace up. Unfortunately, just able to get away too quick. It's a nice pick for them, but it wasn't enough. It just wasn't going to be enough.
Ezreal actually picking up that shutdown here from the Trundle. That was a 400 gold shutdown. It's a nice 7. It's able to get him his last Whisper and a longsword here, meaning that he's going to be able to do way more damage out to those people with really heavy armor here.
Yeah, and the Baron buff is wearing off now, so they're not able to keep that up anymore. But the Elder is going to be up. This is going to be a tough fight. It's going to happen soon as well. Not able to walk out of their base with 2 super minions, so I think this might be the last objective we're seeing taken before the game. It's just them walking 5 people down mid.
But now that Oxley has his Infinity Edge, this is the huge power spike for Yasuo. He now does way too much damage in team fights, and people will not expect it. But the problem is he going to have to sit there and just defend super minions the entire time, or they're going to commit to the 5v5?
Well, this will be an interesting engage if Red Team gets caught off here. They did go the other way, which Blue Team I think was hoping they were going to come down this other path. But they're holding their ground, they're keeping their thing. I think Nunu's going to get a big surprise here. They haven't walked out of their bush yet, though. Honestly, they just need to play for time. I think they're playing this actually really smart by not walking out of it and not going into the fight. Just got to wait for the super minions to walk back, wait for someone else, take Dragon before they can do a 5v5. Yeah, they're going to be happily taking Dragon here. Okay, hopefully we might see another big steal coming out of Lockie, but it's definitely going to be harder than that Baron one, and he didn't take that one. He's getting completely zoned off by Galio here. Exalt has used his ult here to try and zone them out. But Lockie is going to try and go for risk it for the biscuit. No, he just gets absolutely taken off this earth instantly. Ezreal comes in afterwards. Buggy's going to get picked off. They're going to be able to walk down mid.
And that's game from coming in from Blue Team here.
Playing
an absolutely phenomenal game. Just getting everything. It was all played perfectly right into their hands from when all these team fights came out. That pick on the Galio just managed to secure every single little roam, and it just warranted a free win, to be honest, with this team.
Yeah, their comp was really good, and they used that early game lead, which we saw out of their comp quite well. They just made sure that they kept that lead up and used their team comp to their advantage to get those few kills. They are going to tower dive very successfully here. I think Elder buff is going to be unstoppable for them. Yasuo's not able to do anything. He will try to ult them under tower, but I think Oxley's not going to last very long after that one. Galio does manage to come in and squish him from their heavens, but Nex is getting taken straight away.
Wow, that was a phenomenal game played from Blue Team here. The GL and McDonald's taking up a really confident win here.
Yeah, GL McDonald's. So McDonald's does get the first big play here. Yeah, so that was very, very well played by their team. Honestly, look, as much as I might have criticised Red Team a lot on that one, but Blue Team just played that perfectly. That was a very tough game to be fighting for them. Yeah. Gotta go to our average Twitch chat.